Thank you, Chair. And certainly we want to start this conciliatory. We want to move forward in a collaborative fashion, which I know this government has set out to do, as the Prime Minister has given you the mandate to do. Chair, I'm so sorry you couldn't be there to draw attention to your absence, but the conference in Regina was just absolutely outstanding in terms of the camaraderie and also the lessons, I think, that we learned in terms of best practices from across the country, something really outstanding. So we definitely, I think, as a committee, came out of the conference with a renewed sense of collaboration and wanting to do what is in the interest of the Canadian people. Now, obviously, given that we're all different political parties, all of us will approach this with a different lens in terms of our values, our principles, the positions that we come from, and what we think is most valuable for the average Canadian citizen, which, of course, we hope to serve through this committee. But you have asked for our preferences in terms of studies going forward. As the Auditor General has said herself, and even said last night at dinner, there is no shortage of topics to choose from. The reports run the gamut, and every single report, as we learned in Regina, is something of significant consideration to her and her team when she decides to do it, and when she decides, her and her team decide to execute it. So both in the decision and in the completion of the report, these are not picked without due consideration. So with that, Mr. Chair, we are very interested in Report 3, which was just released in June, current and future use of office space. With a projected deficit of probably $84 billion, even though it currently sits at $61.9 billion. This government, this country needs revenue right now. And in the report, it was determined that there was going to be savings of $3.9 billion over 10 years. And that's really a drop in the bucket in terms of what we need. Some of the findings which stand out to me, or I should say one finding in particular, Mr. Chair, is that the revenues of sold assets aren't even currently documented. And to me, that's astounding that we're not even keeping track of what we are disposing of from a balance book perspective. I think this pairs very nicely with the housing initiative of the government. And I think that there is a lot to learn, both in terms of cost savings, efficient use of assets, and also as I said, hand in hand with the housing strategy of the government. So this would be our first one. Our second one that we're interested in, Mr. Chair, is the 2024 report number 5 of McKinsey, and the broader study, of course, of the professional services, specifically is what I'm pointing to, the study on professional services. Again, we have seen trouble with finding value for money time and time again. Both the Parliamentary Budget Officer and the Auditor General, I should say not both, all three of them, and the Procurement Ombudsman has stated over and over again that there is a lack of oversight, there is a lack of following through in terms of the rules, the regulations, their application, and the value for money. Also a theme at the time when this report was undertaken, Mr. Chair, were frankly the actors involved. This, of course, was under the previous Trudeau administration, but there was concern about the implication of McKinsey, the key players, Dominic Barton, and their influence on the government all throughout all ministries, all departments. And I think given the Prime Minister, the current Prime Minister, and his past positions, in addition to the conflicts of interest which have been reported, we must always keep our guard up as to these things as well. So that would be the second one. And the third one, Mr. Chair, I'm sure will come as no surprise, but it is GC strategies. The AG report shows more of the same the Liberal government still needs to tighten up in terms of their procurement, where we learned from the Auditor General that in her samples, 21% of the samples lack security clearances. In 33% of contracts examined, federal organizations could not show the contract resources, had the experience, qualifications needed to complete the work. In 58% of the non-competitive contracts examined, federal organization failed to assess whether there would be benefits to calling for bids. Only 54% of contracts examined were situations where the federal departments could prove that their deliverables were even received, Mr. Chair. So we have a long way to go. And the final piece in regards to this report is, Mr. Chair, we never determined who chose GC strategies. We never got to the bottom of that, Mr. Chair. So with that, I'll lay out our choices again. Number 3, Report 3, current and future use of office space, professional services, highlighting McKinsey, and number 3, Report number 4 from just this June 2025, GC strategies. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président. Thank you.